All right, Carl, introduce yourselves to the camera.
I'm Karl Edwards. That's it.
What are you shooting with?
Shooting with a Leica ME
Uh-huh.
and a Summicron.
Oh, let's see that bad boy.
I should have dusted it before I showed it off on camera. Here. It's better now.
So Carl, tell us, how's your stay here in Provincetown been?
It's been really good. We keep waking up at the crack of dawn.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
go take pictures, but I mean, check out the light, right?
Oh, the light's beautiful.
You got to do it. I wish there was a few more people out here, but it's kind of peaceful. Gonna go out to the breakwater. See if we can see some seals, maybe.
How many times have you been out to Provincetown?
This is, I think, my 6th or 7th time.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, but I'm normally not shooting when I'm here. I haven't been here since I started shooting again. So.
Oh, okay. So, how'd you get into street photography?
Street photography? Well, it's a long story.
Yeah, well, you're doing all this like funny darkroom stuff with your large format and art school, and
I know, right? Well, I studied photography in university.
Yeah.
And that was in 1990. I graduated. So everything was the dark ages. Right?
The dark ages.
Medieval times. We were still bloodletting.
What was wrong with you guys?
The photographer got sick.
Oh my gosh.
And I was doing like large format urban landscape, really dull. Like I thought it was urban landscape, but it was urbane landscape.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was really horrible stuff. And then that just didn't work out. So I stopped shooting recreationally for almost 25 years.
Wow.
And then picked up a camera. You know, when the GF1 came out from Panasonic,
ooh, yeah.
I was like, that's something. And I picked it up, started doing some shooting. Before I even really realized that I was
Maybe we just stand here for a second. Yeah.
I was doing street stuff. Right?
Okay,
and it was terrible.
What's so bad about it?
It was uneducated. It was uncontrolled. I was walking around with the camera around my waist like this, shooting people.
Oh, shooting from the hip. Nice and sneaky.
Thinking I was getting away, and then going through hundreds and hundreds of pictures, trying to find one where someone was doing something quirky, right? And then I hooked up with you at your workshop. So 18 months ago.
Oh yeah. How'd you first find my blog?
You know, I don't remember how. It was through the internet.
Yeah, the good old internet.
I think I probably did a Google for street photography.
Oh, okay.
And I found your blog. I circulated on that page. I went back to it probably for a year.
Oh, right on.
Before I saw that you were coming to Toronto, I was like, maybe I'll go to New York and do it later. Maybe I'll go somewhere else. And then you were coming to Toronto. I thought, let's do it. And I almost didn't make it. There was I had a family emergency. I missed the first night.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
So I finally made it, and it was good. It just gave me a kick in the right direction, right? Got me going again.
But why street photography?
Why street photography?
I mean, you're doing all this like artsy, large format, 4x5s and black and white and zone system. what suddenly got you into doing street, which is almost the antithesis to that kind of...
antithesis. In fact, I was doing urban landscape. I was on the street. It was street photography.
Yeah, true.
But I think...
But I mean, like the fast, like on the go kind of candid stuff.
It's exciting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's next to impossible to do.
Next to impossible.
It's next to impossible.
Oh, what makes street photography so hard, man?
It's really, it's really hard.
I know.
Sometimes I wonder why I do it, but
oh, come on! All you need is a sunset, double rainbow.
It's like It's like golf. Have you ever played golf?
Golf is pretty.
It's a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
It takes way more than it'll ever give, but once in a while, you'll hit that shot, gets the nice bank in. You sink a birdie. You're like, I'm gonna do this for 10 more years, and you'll never do the same thing, right? It gives you that little nibble that keeps you chasing it. It's when it happens, when the world comes together.
Yeah.
In front of your lens, when you get that moment that you didn't even think you could see, that no one else could have seen. When you see that magic, why wouldn't you chase that? Why wouldn't you just keep doing it?
But it's feels so fruitless sometimes. Even yesterday we were walking around for a few hours and it's like, oh man, the light sucks, didn't get any good shots.
But it's fruitless, but then like anything worth value, you end up building a community, right? Like here I am walking around talking with you at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
In Provincetown.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on for street photography, but there will be later.
Yeah.
She's gonna go in the light. Wait.
Yeah.
Working.
Working.
Here it comes. Zoom in.
Zoom. Enhance.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Sound effect.
That horrible M9 sound. Or the ME, my bad.
It's still an M9.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. And I'm here. We're doing the Constantine Manos workshop. I am. You're here for a different reason.
Take a step back for a second. Yep. So you're doing the Costa workshop. So you've started up Street Shooter, and you've also shared some of your lessons. So first of all, can you tell us about streetshooter.com
Street Shooter.
and also the lessons you've learned from the workshop so far?
It's streetshooter.com.
So how do you spell that?
No E. So streetshooter.
So street STREET SHOOTR.com.
And it's pronounced streetshooter.com unless it's international talk like a pirate day.
Street Shooter.
Streetshooter.com. And it's a news magazine for street photographers. So,
nice.
If I was doing the Hollywood pitch,
yeah.
Petapixel for street photographers.
Nice one, yeah.
But
love that site.
It's got a bit more personal touches on it. It's not just a news feed.
It's not run by a robot.
It's not run by a robot, although at 4 in the morning when I'm doing articles, you might wonder.
Yeah.
So that's just launched a week ago. It's doing great. You did a terrific mention for me on your Twitter.
Yes.
On the Twitter.
The Twitters. Yes.
Yeah, no, that's gotten me a lot of attention, and
nice.
It's good. I really see it moving forward. It's filling a hole. Like I didn't want to make something that already existed. So it seems to me that street photographers crave the information, and rather than weeding through all the articles on Petapixel or whatever.
Yeah,
sites,
right on.
If I can bring the stuff that's relevant.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's useful to me too, because there is so much happening in the street photography community, and it's even hard for me to keep up with everything. And
Right. Well, how else would you know when Leica releases the LCD less?
Ooh, can you tell us
M?
what are your thoughts about the M60, Karl?
Hashtag fugly.
I think it's pretty sexy.
I'm not sure. It looks like someone crafted it out of Kleenex boxes and cardboard to prove that they could make this. It looks like a prototype.
But doesn't have an LCD screen.
It doesn't have an LCD screen, but it has the video buttons.
Oh man!
So it's totally.
Wait, what else did it have? It had the video and the EVF.
LCD, the external viewfinder.
Oh.
So it's kind of like decide what you want it to be. There, at this point, it's like, look, it doesn't have an LCD. It's so old school.
Yeah.
Except it's still got all the other buttons that you probably can't even use now.
What are your thoughts on the M-A?
I like it.
But it has no meter.
I don't. Well, listen. You know as well as I do. There's only 4 exposures that you need to know. And
That's
another
true.
4 if you're shooting flash.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So you can get around that.
It has a hot shoe, right?
And Brisson didn't need no stinking meter, did he?
Well, his exposures were crap, and his printer had to like dodge and burn the hell out of them.
Yes, but we don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about that. And he was a cropper too.
He was.
And he
Puddle
posts his,
jumper.
and he posts his photos.
Puddle jumper was a vertical shot cropped from a huge horizontal. So whatever. We got to go easy on Brisson. He paid his dues.
Yeah.
So anyways, what were we talking about?
Oh, so
the MA.
So you're shooting with the ME.
ME.
The Leica M Eric. And you got that there.
It's the M.
But
Edwards.
you're shooting with the M6 for a while, and you went to photography school. You shot film. Okay, so tell us about your journeys to the dark side and back. And
the dark side of film. Well, I started off last year with a X100S.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me crazy.
It was in silver, right?
It was in silver
because you didn't have the black one. It takes
well, I
better
didn't care
photos.
about the black, but it was like focused by wire. And
Yeah.
I'm old school. I learned how to take pictures in the 80s. When there wasn't any such thing. So
before the interwebs.
Before the interwebs. So if I'm shooting at hyperfocal, and then if something comes on, all right, here we go. Something comes on, I want to take a picture of. Snap the lens. Got it.
Hey, how's it going, lady? Okay, so show us this hyperfocal business you tell us about.
Well, it's so easy on this, right?
Wait, don't move too much. Yeah.
Hyperfocal.
So what is hyperfocal?
Well, hyperfocal is basic where you.
You're not F8. My Asperger's are in the way. Okay, there you go.
Underexposed by a half. It's an M9.
Okay, sorry.
Otherwise, it's going to look crappy.
Okay. So tell us what this hyperfocal business is.
Well, we all know what hyperfocal is. You're basically setting the lens at the optimal point, so you get the maximum amount of image sharp at a given f-stop.
Okay.
So on, there's calculators online. If you've got a lens that doesn't have these markings on them, you can go online and figure out what it would be. But for me, let's say we're shooting at f8, you just look on here. You've got your apertures, 16, 11, 8. There's the line. You line up your infinity to that dot. Where's my infinity? I'm blind. There.
Yep.
And then I've got everything from 9 feet to infinity in focus. Or, I don't know, you guys it's 2.5 meters to infinity.
Do Canadians use feet too?
I was born in 65.
Yeah.
So grade 1, 2, and 3 was imperial measure.
Oh, okay.
And they brought in metric in grade 4. So any units of measure in my head are, hey, hey, it's dogs.
Dogs love you, Karl.
Well, I'm a dog person. Quiet on set.
But back to this hyperfocal business.
Yeah.
Let me get closer to that.
Back on that.
So, got budget apertures. Why not f11? Why not f16? Why f8?
You know, it's kind of arbitrary. You want to be in the middle of the lens. The sharpest part of any lens is going to be 5, 6, or 8, the middle apertures, and that's just been the way that it's been since the dawn of time.
Is there like a scientific explanation for that?
Yeah, there's some kind of
crazy
optical
man
hoodoo that'll tell you.
Optical illusions, yeah.
The only house with a tattoo.
Which one is that?
The one we go to.
Just up ahead? Oh, we'll be at it in a second.
We'll be at it in a second, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Beautiful.
Nice.
So it's just since the dawn of time, everyone's known that the lenses are sharpest in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Now, like a lens, you can get away with shooting at f11. It's not going to be horrible.
Yeah.
But I think I started shooting at f8 instead of f11. I actually shoot at f8.5 because if you underexpose this camera by about half a stop, you tend to get rid of a couple of the problems that the sensor.
What are some of the problems with the sensor?
Just uneven coverage. You get some weird color casts around the edges.
Yeah.
This particular camera has a weird color cast along the left.
Okay.
There's like a magenta bar on the left if you overexpose too much.
Oh.
It's just, it's M9 people.
Well, why don't you just buy a Leica M? An M240.
Because it's not this, right? Why do I do street photography? Because it's hard, right? When this camera hits, we were talking about this last night.
Yeah.
When this camera hits, when everything lines up and you get this camera working at its best, I haven't seen anything that can replicate the color.
Because they used a Kodachrome simulation codec sensor, right?
I did an Alex Webb workshop this year, and that's what he said.
Okay.
He said that Leica worked with Kodak to make this sensor more like Kodachrome. It doesn't look like Kodachrome, but it definitely has a quality that no other camera has.
Because it's a CCD, right? What's the difference between a CCD and a CMOS?
I have no idea.
Okay, fair game.
I think it has something to do with the way the information is read off of the sensor itself, but that's way too technical.
But I'd have to agree. I think the colors on the M9/ME actually do look better than the M240.
It's got its limitations. You're going to work at ISO 200.
So you said you think the camera's only good up to ISO 200?
During the day, I shoot at ISO 200.
Why?
I'll shoot at 400 if it's dusk. If I have to shoot anything else, I actually set this camera at ISO 640.
Why 640?
It's a sweet spot on these M9s. You set it at 640 and then you underexpose. So I meter as if it was 1250. Overexpose, bump the exposure back up in Lightroom, throw a little bit of noise reduction on, kind of doesn't look bad. I got 2 pics that I'm showing today that were done that way.
Nice.
And it looks better than if you shot it at 12.
Well, did you just find this via like trial and error or interwebs?
The Goog.
So what are some example exposures you usually have when you're shooting on the streets?
On the streets?
So you're at f8, yeah?
Yeah, during the day I'm because I shoot at ISO 200, so I'm f8.5 because I try to give it a half under.
Okay, f8.5, yeah.
At 500.
And then what's your ISO at?
200.
Okay.
And then we got Karl.
Oh, sorry.
This way.
Sorry about that.
Car. So this gives me some room, right? If there's a cloud, I can open up half a stop. If I go into the shade, it's a problem because normally the shade would be a 60th at f8, but I actually open up to f5 because I'm at 200. We both used to shoot at 400, so it was like 1,000 at f8,
it's kind of
so it's just I lose a little bit in the shade. But if I'm going to be shooting in the shade, like if it's a midday and I'm going to be in the shade all afternoon, then I would just bump myself up to 400 and be done with it, right? Don't look at my my girly.
It's all good. It's
Pretend
all good.
That's more masculine.
And what's for people who don't know, what's the difference between the ME and the M9? And is it actually worth getting an ME and not a used M9?
The ME is this lovely battleship gray. They call it anthracite, but it's
that is anthracite.
They call it anthracite, but
it's not real anthracite?
It's not the same anthracite as anything else in the Leica line. It's a paint, but it seems to be a little bit thicker than the M9 paint.
Does it brass?
I've got 6,000, almost 7,000 shots on it, and it hasn't started brassing.
In theory,
yet.
does it?
I've never seen one that's brassed.
Okay.
I've seen them chipped. They are brass underneath. But,
Oh, okay. All I have to do is just take a sandpaper and just. That's what the real photographers do, right? The sandpaper. Yeah,
Bellamy does that.
Does he really?
No, that's the real way. Send it to him and get it pressed. So this has no frame select lever.
Okay, so so it doesn't have
this thing.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm shooting with.
Does anyone ever use that thing though?
When I had it, when I was shooting with the M6, I would go around going, I wonder if I want a 50, and I'd flick it. And oh, that'd be nice. I only have one lens. This is Leica stuff. The people with multiple Leica lenses should be hung out to dry.
What if you own an Octolux?
There's people who have no Leica lenses. They should really spread those
what if you own an Octolux, a 0.95 Octolux?
I don't think I would. I think that I'm perfectly happy with the Kron. I mean, this lens is steeped in history. Why? It does everything I need it to do. I don't really shoot at night, right?
Why a 35 mil lens?
A couple reasons. There's the tradition of street photography using 35 mm lens, so you start there.
Yeah.
But it's sort of the field of view, and more importantly, the depth perception in the frame matches the human eye more closely than a 50 or a 28.
But Bresson used a 50.
He did, and his stuff is all very flat. His stuff is almost looks telephoto if you look at it.
Yeah, it does look quite tele. Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, if I wasn't shooting with a 35, I'd shoot with a 50, but this is what I got, so.
I feel like nowadays it's almost like most cities are too cramped to shoot with the 50, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny, right? You're in so close. And plus the 50 Crons, it's different lens. This has got the tab.
Oh yeah, the focusing tab.
And
so tell us why that's useful.
Well, look at here I am.
Wait, hold it up. Wait, like that, yeah.
Yeah. Keep my finger always on there.
Yep.
And it's telling me what to do. My hyperfocal distance is there.
So 45 degrees to the right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's matching about where my hyperfocal would be.
Okay.
It's actually there.
Okay.
And if I'm shooting someone at an arm's length away, it's at the bottom.
Yeah.
If I'm close, it's at the side. Right?
Oh, okay. So show us that again. So 45 degrees.
So this is giving me the most if I'm looking at something a little farther away.
Wait, hold that up. So 45 degrees on the right.
Yeah.
Brings you at.
Did I hit it? Oh, it's so close.
Pretty much.
It's
pretty
close.
Much. Wait, don't move too much. Which is so pre-focus to 5 meters. So from f8, that's from about 2.5 meters all the way up to close to infinity, right?
Yeah.
What are the other distances you use?
Then I go medium.
So
far, medium.
Medium. That's
right about at the bottom, right?
And you can do that by feel.
Yeah. Usually you can get close, right?
Medium is 1.2 meters.
Yeah.
So if you're shooting at f8, right?
Yeah.
You're about like 1.1-ish to about 1.8-ish.
Yeah. It's giving you like 5 to 10 feet, right? Or 3.5 to 6 feet, it looks like. So, and then up close. But really...
Then up close, show us up close.
I'm just whipping
45 degrees to the left.
Yeah, you basically...
Which is 0.7, which is like barely anything, right?
Yeah. The thing is, you don't... If you're shooting on the street, you don't have time to be like, okay, hold it, look here, look, let me see your eye, let me see. You don't got it. So you just kind of hope in a prayer.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Did you take a picture?
I did, but it was just a sample.
Okay, we'll have to destroy the camera.
Oh yeah, it's a very cheap camera, so don't worry.
Are you portraiters?
We're street photographers.
Oh, great.
Yeah, in town for the Magnum workshop this week.
Oh, how
Yeah.
I saw a fellow who was Japanese there, and he started taking pictures of the guy up against the building. I thought, one of the most interesting guys I've ever seen. And the guy looked at him and looked at him twice. It was two of the best pictures.
Oh man.
That's awesome. That actually was probably me.
Was it?
Possibly.
Is there a lot of people here from Asia?
No, there's the Fine Arts Magnum Photography Workshop at the Fine Arts Center. Yeah, so we're just a bunch of photography students.
Oh, great.
It was wonderful, but it was like so spontaneous. I thought it was like terrific.
It might have been me.
It was probably you.
Take a step back. Take a step back.
So, yeah.
Wait, so what is the mistake that a lot of Leica shooters make?
I think the mistake a lot of Leica shooters make is expecting to get things in focus and worry about focus. I don't think, there's two mistakes. It's focus. I don't need focus. I need depth of field. So I try to maximize the depth of field, or at least find the range that I'm going to be in when I'm shooting, and just forget about trying to focus.
But isn't it all about the bokeh?
No, what's bokeh?
Bokeh!
What is
shooting wide open. Don't you need a 0.95 or 1.4?
I shoot it wide open if I go into a coffee shop.
Yeah. Taking a photo of your cappuccino.
Of a second, and
yeah.
I can get a shot indoors, but they're always blurry, so I try not to do that.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that Leica, people, new shooters with Leica make a mistake with is thinking that their viewfinder is going to be an accurate representation of the final shots.
So how do you frame?
Well, it's got frame lines inside the viewfinder.
Okay, let's see if we can do this with the phone. Wait,
can you see in there?
Let's
see.
Alright,
you can
get
see
in
that.
there. Wait. Okay,
Oh, you can see them.
Whoa! Hold up. Okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
So as you focus closer, you'll see that those lines move to adjust for the parallax, the difference between where the viewfinder is and where the lens is, right?
Yeah.
The closer you are, the more.
Oh, the lines
difference.
actually adjust in this camera?
Yeah.
Do they do it all in all Leicas?
Yeah. You probably just never noticed it.
I never noticed that.
But unlike the Fuji X100, they don't change size. So if you focus closer, those lines should get smaller.
Oh.
So you have to guess what your frame is most times.
Oh, so what you see isn't what you get.
No, definitely not. And that's why it was so funny when the old days Leica shooters would print black borders to prove the integrity of their frame. And I kept thinking, but you don't know what the edge of your frame looks like.
Yeah.
So you give yourself a little leeway. You're not up close to people. You're not expecting this dramatic composition where things are kissing the edges of your frames. But that's not the way I shoot anyways. I'm a little more interested in the psychology of what's happening in the frame.
Psychology of what's happening.
Yeah, the psychology of the interaction of the subject. You try and put stuff together, but you give yourself a little room to crop the edges if someone's elbow is there, or the fence doesn't quite line up on one side because you just can't see.
We can take a step back. Wait, so we've been doing the Constantine Manos Magnum workshop, and you've learned a lot of stuff, and you've been posting to Street Shooter. So for people who haven't read it yet, can you share a little bit about the lessons you've learned from the workshop so far?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
I just said just stuff off the top of your head, like things that you thought were particularly interesting.
The big thing was one of the lessons, and all of his lessons seem tied into the same thing. This thing he said, don't get suckered by the exotic.
So what is suckered by the exotic?
Oh, yeah, we're in Provincetown, so there's drag queens everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So here's the example. You got a drag man, dresses woman, big fetish, dresses Cher. Everything crazy. Well, you can run up and take a picture of that.
Yeah.
But you're going to end up with a picture of what that thing looked like. Not a photograph that becomes something bigger than its subject matter itself. So what he's saying is don't get suckered by that. If you see something that's strange and unusual that you want to have as part of your photograph, do that. Make it part of your photograph.
Yeah.
Build a photograph around it. But simply recording what that thing looks like, that's no better than being a copy stand. That's just like photocopying a book. It doesn't make you an author, right? So that's something that I had never put into words in my mind before, but it makes so much sense. And if you look at a lot of photography out there, that's all they're doing. It's tunnel vision. Something's in the middle of the frame, and it's getting sucked by that exotic thing.
So tunnel vision. Tell us more about what's the problem with tunnel vision, or what is that?
Well, you're not. Here's the other. I'm going to say two things. He said,
go ahead. Go take your time.
The most important part of the frame is everything. And tunnel vision puts, you're just saying you're in the middle, boom, right?
Yeah.
It's not in any way creating something that's enjoyable to look at.
Yeah.
It's just containing something. So using the frame as a design tool makes a lot of sense with photography. It's one of the tools we have. Photography is about the difference between what you include and what you don't include in your frame. And if all you're doing is sticking stuff in the middle, you're not doing your job, right?
Well, it does seem that when Constantine was giving critiques, he would often kind of nitpick at the edges of the frame.
Yeah. Right? And, well, who thinks of that? And it's stuck. I was shooting that guy yesterday behind the flower pot with the bald head, and I was shooting. And my last shot, the bottom of the flower pot was there and the edge of the trolley was there. I was like, okay, so something's sticking, and it actually makes a lot of sense. It's not sloppy. It looks like I've done something on purpose now. Right?
Yeah, because one piece of advice I heard that's helped my framing a lot is not cropping.
Yeah.
And when I'm shooting, focusing on the edges of the frame rather than what's in the center of the frame.
Yeah.
Like sticking whatever's in the center of the frame there, but then while shooting, focusing on the background and the edges, because that's what we often don't really notice.
Well, yeah, and this goes back to the tunnel thing too, right? Whether you put it in the middle of the frame or not, if all you're looking at is one thing and all you're capturing is one thing, then You know, in this case, you're here, you got beautiful light on the fence on the side,
Yep.
which would actually, in this case, distract from you because you're in shadows. But the point being,
Yes.
there's always some other way to create a photograph around the thing that interests you. You know, just having that in the back of your head is really valuable. And the best thing about Constantine Manos workshop, Constantine Manos.
Tell us some Costa Manos isms, which are hilarious.
So amazing. The best way to take a bad picture is to take it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Do you remember any other quotes?
Yeah. Just stop talking.
Wait, why did he say that?
Well, because, you know, everyone was, the people, when you're a photographer, you're at great risk of becoming an explanationist.
What was that?
I was walking down the street at 4 in the morning and the light was coming over there, and he's just like, shut up, I don't want to hear that. I want to look at this picture, and if your experience comes through, then great, but it doesn't matter what you thought when you were making it. All that matters is what I see when I'm looking at it. Right? And that kind of pulls you back out of the process and reminds you that you're creating something for viewers, not for your own personal enjoyment, not your you know, meditative process to actually get the thing going. So
what did Costa think about art photographers?
I don't know, but I know that he accused someone of being an art photographer, so I don't think he was like, he's going through there, the pictures were all blurry and ethereal, and he's like, what are you, some kind of art photographer?
Oh man.
But you know, it's Constantine Manos. He's 80. He's been in Magnum for 50 years.
That's pretty insane.
It's insane. And, you know, I use the term avuncular, and everyone looked at me.
What does that mean?
Ooh, you know, vocabulary, man. It means like your uncle. I mean, I want him to be my granddad.
He kind of is, right?
He's amazing. He's just funny. He's charming. He's a delightful old gentleman, right?
Yeah.
And so when he comes off with these things, you know that it's not him biting to hurt you. It's just like
him being brutally honest.
Shooting for 50 years. That's a bunch of crap.
So what were some critiques he gave of your work that you remember?
I kind of turned off. I haven't even looked at the video that you did. But
any just things out the back of your head or whatever?
All I remember is the two that he actually liked. And the feeling of accomplishment, even on day one I had, when I recognized that he liked something I made.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't shoot like him. My style is not like his at all. But having someone that venerable say, this is nice, it makes you feel good, right? And it was a couple of the shots that sometimes get overlooked.
Yeah.
The dog shot from New York. Which I always gets criticized for the negative space, but he didn't, and he's so against negative space, right? And then the shot that I took at the LA workshop of the people walking into the sun. So yeah, it's fun. I can't remember what I can't remember what the negatives were because you know, once the thing's made, it's too late for me to change it. So you just sort of observe it as a general lesson and try and remember it for the next time you're shooting.
Costa told us a lot of things not to do.
Yeah.
So what are Costa's not-to-do list?
Oh my God, what were they? Help me out here.
Don't crop?
Well, don't crop. I mean, he said you can crop edges, but cropping is cheating. That your job is to create the frame, and if you're not doing that, then you're not doing your job as a photographer. And I really agree. And since I've been shooting again for the past 18 months, there's only been one photo I've cropped. And it was a bad photo, and I was desperate to put something on Flickr that week, and I thought, if I just crop out that brightly lit ambulance, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I felt so empty inside.
Oh man.
When it was done.
Did you Photoshop in like a double rainbow in the background?
I pulled it out.
Yeah.
You know, no, I've got a special Photoshop tool. It's the baby's arm holding a banana.
Oh, nice.
Corner, right?
I have the pink horse doing a backwards somersault in the background tool.
Well, it's a joke, but you're out on the street, you're shooting, you think you got something good. I got one element, two element, let's go shoot it, get back. It's like, needs a baby's arm holding a banana. Because
Costa,
one more thing.
Yeah, because Costa was like during the workshop saying that like sometimes he dreams of images, so he'll have somebody in the foreground, the middle ground, and the background, and he seems to have a very strong sense of imagination in terms of what he wants. And when he goes out, he's kind of looking for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like when I'm out shooting, he's like, oh, that's interesting, Clay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I go out. It's a sense of exploration when I go out. It's like, let's see what the world has to offer today, right? Let's see the way the light falls and stuff, things I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I try not to go out with the idea of what I want to shoot. But you know, you're always prepared for someone carrying a big painting with their legs underneath.
Yeah. We saw that. We saw that. Yeah.
Better get that.
We had that over coffee. Yeah.
So you know, you got to be prepared for those things. I forget what else he's given us tons of lessons of what not to do. The other thing is how he deals with the rule of thirds.
What did he say about the rule of thirds?
He thinks that it should always be 1/3 and 2/3, either, you know, 1/3 subject, 1/3 for the subject and 2/3 for remaining space, or reverse, right? Rather than putting things on
50,
the thirds.
50. Okay.
Right? So you've got someone in the middle with 2 things on the side. That's a terrible composition. Someone right on the third with something in the middle. It's a terrible composition, right?
So the thirds is more about rule of thirds is more about allocating information and the weight of the information,
not where to put your subject, right?
So that's probably the misconception people have.
I think so, but I mean, I think the rule of thirds in itself is a misconception, right? It's something to give people who haven't practiced the craft the ability to create something reasonably good without any effort, because you can break that rule. Some of the best photos we've seen this week have broken that rule.
Yeah, that's
Kyle's
true.
picture of the guy smoking breaks that rule. Hold on a second. You get this lady, she's coming across. Gotta get ya. Nice, thank you.
I think you're half a second too late.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wait.
That's what happens when you shoot with a digital camera.
Oh, it's awful. No, don't look. It's terrible.
Let's see. I'm curious. You gotta show it.
No,
We're doing a video.
it.
Let's take a look.
Oh,
or
it's
tell us what you did wrong.
I took the picture.
No, what's so bad about it? Yeah.
I've cut off her head.
You got
But
the
not
blue,
enough, right? What I wanted
the
was
light. You got
what
the
I
legs
wanted
in the
was
view.
this right here.
I should have taken a step back.
I should have taken a step forward. But then
Oh,
look,
you wanted to cover her head.
yeah, I want to just.
Oh, get your little selfie
I
there.
gotta be honest. I wanted her butt.
You wanted her bum.
I wanted her bum in the picture, but then you were here and it ruined it.
Oh man.
But anyways, I spent all afternoon yesterday waiting for someone with a very ample posterior to walk in front of an arrow on the ground.
Nice.
And what I got is a bunch of pictures without that happening. So
All right. So Karl, we're gonna probably have to get another coffee soon. So
yes.
To wrap things up. So one question I always like to ask: if you could start street photography all over again, what advice would you have given yourself, or you wish someone told you?
Oh, easy. Well, okay, 2 things.
Yes.
I started in the land of film, and it was hard. Making pictures was hard. If you shot 100 pictures, that was 3 rolls of film. You had contact sheets, you had to do proofs. It was not like now where you can just take pictures and look at them and decide if they're good. But my advice to myself would be do that anyways.
Do shoot film.
Just keep shooting, right? I gave up at one point shooting for 25 years. My advice would be
Why did you quit?
It was a variety of reasons, you know, they're
Real life
nothing
and
I
work.
can't really get into here, but
Yeah.
but you know, as it turns out, I was without equipment for a long time, and then my life took different directions.
Yeah.
But you know, I would try and remind myself why I started shooting in the first place.
Which was?
The thrill of taking a photograph. It's an ineffable quality that I feel in my stomach when I'm photographing. There's a presence to the act. And I would remind myself that matters and follow it, right?
Definitely.
And just keep doing it no matter what. And it's not about anything other than, you know, we said the photograph has to exist outside of the process of creating it, but the process of creating it has to be something that's valuable to you as well, or you won't do it. You can just buy photos, it's easier. Right? So I would say just take pictures, goddammit. That's my advice.
What are your thoughts about the likes and faves?
Well, I still haven't gotten my 99 likes.
Ah, loser, loser.
Just wait.
You guys see him? This is a loser, loser right there.
Totally. Well, I'm up to 75.
Okay. So hopefully, maybe after this video, we could help you get to 99.
Everyone, it's it's flickr.com/gub65gub.
Wait, what? How do you spell that?
GUB. 65 GUB.
What does that mean?
Grown up boy.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
What does it
It
mean?
means all the good Flickr names were taken.
Oh man! And then tell us more about Street Shooter and plans you have for it, and how people could follow that and whatnot.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're going to be on the Tumblr soon.
The Tumblrs,
All the social media is covered. But the site is, every day there's going to be new updates with articles that are important for street photographers. I'm writing custom articles. You can follow the coverage of the workshop. I think you're doing some stuff too, but we've got different perspectives on it. So
yeah, the things that you've been sharing have been very insightful.
Yeah. So go check it out. And if you're there, hey, I'm glad you're there. It's good to know that people.
So what are your social media URLs for all the street shooter stuff?
Facebook.com/streetshootr.
Street shoot R. Yeah.
Google Plus is Street Shoot R. It's whatever. It's plus.google.com plus Street Shoot R. I don't know how they.
Yeah, whatever they do. Yeah.
Twitter, unfortunately, I couldn't get Street Shoot R, so it's the Street Shoot R. On the Twitter.
On the Twitter.
On the Twitter, right?
Yeah,
the Street Shoot R.
Yeah, the Street Shooter.
And then everything else is. I think everything else is Street Shooter.
So street is STREET.
SHOOTR. But all the social media stuff's linked from streetshooter.com, so not a problem there. But it's a great way to make sure you get all the content. Any articles we get will just automatically show up for you. So follow us on the soch.
All right, Ron, Governor.
Peace, baby.
All right.
Hey.
We're gonna have a good weekend. All right. Peace out.
Open mouth selfies. Ah!